Yes, welcome back to the MCG. Fiveaa football, the 98 AFL Grand Final at half-time. Not a good story if you're a Crow supporter, like we are, through and through. North Melbourne at half-time leads 6 goals, 15-51. Adelaide 4-3-27, a margin of 24 points. In fact, in that quarter, North Melbourne kicked 2 goals, 11 to 1-1 from the Crows. That's just how dominant they were. And Graham, I would never query any AFL footballer's courage for going on the ground, but have you got some players that aren't hitting the ball as hard as they possibly can? I've been interested in this debate and the comments that both teams are extremely hard, and there's never been any question in my mind that North Melbourne are the toughest team in the competition. Adelaide have done well, but they're not as strong as North Melbourne. North Melbourne are the bench setters in that particular area, and their weight training is different to the weight training Adelaide. I've been a little bit critical of Adelaide's weight training over the last couple of years, but it hasn't been a problem because Adelaide have done so well. I mean, we can't sit up here and slam Adelaide, but we've got to look at areas in which they can improve, and I think the areas of strength is one that they certainly can. However, you don't have to have a big, strong body to stay in line and hit through the ball. But just looking at the two teams, there's a significant difference in the body strength of North Melbourne compared to Adelaide's. I know you don't like to put Nigel Smart up forward, but he's back out on the ground there. Let's hope is he an option up forward, like to kick a couple? This is a situation you do put him up forward. You'd have to go, wouldn't you, surely? That's where you've got nothing to lose. You've got to get somebody up forward who can manufacture something. And he can. And he can. He's been good in defence till he got hurt, but it's the sort of situation where Nigel should get, not other games where he starts at centre-half forward or move there in the first quarter, but you know, after half-time, with the game in the balance, him needing to do something is the perfect chance to. And just on that physical side of it, Ken and David, it's not only the contest at the ball. North Melbourne are one of the best and hardest teams at protecting a teammate and taking an opponent off a teammate's back, whether they need to or not. They do it. If they need to tackle, they tackle and they put the player to ground just to put pressure on them. So that's another physical side where North Melbourne are on top today. Well, it's going to be a big quarter for Adelaide. This is the quarter that will tell the tale of the game. There's no doubt about that. If North Melbourne happen to kick the first couple, then the game is well and truly gone. 21 shots to 7. Cornsey made the comment earlier that if they can win today, it's probably one of the greatest feats, maybe even in the history of the game at AFL level, certainly. The 5 weeks in 5 different states, we've all said, yes, they've done it. They've managed it well. Sydney, they come back in, beat the Bulldogs. The emotion of a grand final week. It has to have it. It has to take some toll, David. No, and it's North Melbourne playing on their home ground, in the home state. Their routine doesn't have to change. And I defy anybody. Look, you ask Malcolm Blight and John Reid, and they have to be positive. They have to say, we've got a routine. It's the AFL. We have to do it, so we can't complain about it. But I defy anybody to tell me that travelling regularly to play... It's got to affect does have to have something. No home final. I don't know what percentage that is, but it does have some negative effect. Exactly right. No, and that's not making excuses, Graham. Even if it's only 4 or 5% off your optimum level, with the number of weeks they've had to do it, it does tend to drag them down. When's the last time they left the state? Mind you, they're a good side. Oh yeah. They're a very, very good side. They've been the best side. We have... and the hardest. Can I say one point here? Early Caven was clearly on top of Caven, but I've got to admire that bloke's courage. Kerry was well on top of Caven. Yep. I've got to admire that bloke's courage for the way that he held his head up and came back. He could have dropped the scone and said, stuff this. This is all too bloody hard. I'm out of here. Attacked a couple of balls there too. Yeah, but he lifted his head and went at it. And I thought to his credit, he's come back strong. Kerry could have kicked five. Just looking for changes here. We're seeing Pittman, Costa, Connell, and is that Shane Allen? Shane Allen, yep. So there's certainly significant changes. Ben Marsh is going forward into a pocket. Ben Hart. Yeah. Ben Hart is. He's down there in defence. At this stage, we've got Robin looking like he'll stay at centre-half forward. He probably got an enormous rocket, I would think. Well, it's not a bad looking forward line now. Vardy, Jarman, Smart, Marsh and Robin. Vardy still, it looks like Jarman will go Edwards. Full forward. And Tyson Edwards. Would you have taken Pittman off, Graham? No, Pittman was okay, but now we're trying to work out the centre of the ground. I wouldn't have taken Pittman off. Nigel Smart's wandering down. Goodwin. Yes, Tyson Edwards. What would be their thinking there? Well, they want to get one. Mark Stevens is down. Looks like he'll be centre half back, and Simon Goodwin alongside of him. Eccles is McLeod's in the middle. Archie's in the middle. Archie would have to pick up Kane Johnson in the middle.
Well, McLeod in the middle we can probably understand.
Well, Kane Johnson went in there last year.
That was last year, Rush. You're not going to be able to repeat last year.
No, but at least he's had the experience of going in there and getting hold of the footy.
Okay, there's a siren to start the all-important third quarter. This will tell the tale of the game of the 98 AFL Grand Final. The bounce down, Big Rennie goes up high, gets his hands to football, taken by Allison. Charge from McLeod, gets the handball out towards Vardy. Go for it, son. He does that. Head over the football, get to that wider chance for Eccles. Picks it up, comes back to Robin. He's under the pump. He does that. Studley up to Germany. Has he taken the mark? No, I think he's dropped it. He had the ball and dropped it at the second attempt. They tried to con the umpire. That would have been a very, very important mark had he taken it. He didn't. And the umpire's going to have a bounce down inside the 50. Going towards the scoreboard end, the Crows have got to get the first couple of goals. Big Benny Marsh gets it back. Bickley's in there working hard. Can't get the football out. Vardy likewise. But the umpire again says no. I'm going to have a bounce down. Come on, the Crows, in this third quarter.
They need the first goal, KG. You're spot on there. And the crowd's quite subdued. At the moment, not a lot of noise out there. Bounce down again. Adelaide well inside their 50. Tyson Edwards overran the footy. Couldn't get it. Vardy in there too. Eccles also Wren. And finally the umpire says, give it back to me, and he'll bounce it down about 35 out from Adelaide's goal. It's 6:15 to 4-3. 2 goals, 11 North Melbourne kicked in the second term. Really had a chance to blow the game right up. Up goes Pickett out towards David King, who's another player that's had a good year. In fact, they've all had good years. McLeod somehow kept it in, but only enabled King to go after it and win a soft free kick. Very soft free kick to David King. That's the way it's going. And McLeod, well, he made something out of nothing then, but only set up King in the end. So King back towards centre wing, McKernan and Wren. Rennie's got a left. Up they go, and Carey.
Grabbed that.
We'll give that an Aussie home loan mark of the day. Fantastic grab to Wayne Carey.
How did you mark that? He was on the way down, he was.
Peter Caven said, what the heck was that? So Carey now, they're running hard again and they're running forward to Stevens. He never lets his captain down. Coming through is Caven. Also a chance there for Eccles, back to Caven. Might have been a free kick there. Player cop one high, but throw it in.
You see, Caven should have got the free kick there, the same as King back in defence.
That's it.
6:15 to 4-3, 2.5 minutes gone in the third term. They've got to stop North Melbourne kicking the first goal. Adelaide need a couple of quick ones. Wren works his way to the front of the pack, pushed out by McKernan. James, who had a quiet first half, just grubbers it across the ground and will win a free kick. So got to come back to Brett James. He's kicked some important goals in recent finals, but so far yet to get into the game. Brett James also had a stint with Collingwood. Bit of stop-start footy again. Normally the Crows like to get it flowing. Out comes Nigel Smart, McKernan and Wren. The ball dropped short. Wren took the mark. 60 metres out from goal.
Come on, Rennie.
So Wren can kick a long ball. He goes to the pocket. Out comes Jarman. Good kick in the end. And Darren Jarman, well, can he be the match winner? Can he be the spark Adelaide need?
In fact, it was well worked out because Darren Jarman started to trot back to the goal square, spun around and led into the space, and Rennie dropped the ball right on his chest.
So Darren Jarman, important kick, 3 minutes gone, third term. He kicked 5 1/4 in last year's grand final. He needs to do it again. Jarman just stabs at it, but he kicks a goal. That's his second goal, first multiple goal scorer for the game. Well done, Darren Jarman. Well done, Sean Wren. And Adelaide come back. It's 5-3 to 6:15. And the margin back to 18 points on the Foodland scoreboard.
Yeah, good play by Brett James. Got caught and couldn't get onto his right leg, which was his favourite leg, but received a free. And then a long kick down to a bit of space, and Sean Wren read the ball well and took a chest mark. And then he saw Darren Jarman double back and lead, and he's put the ball out in front. Good lead, good kick, good mark. And then Darren Jarman has gone back and slotted through a goal at the 3.5 minute mark of the third quarter.
The Crows back within 18 points in the 98 AFL Grand Final. Wren and McKernan like two raging bulls. The bounce down take place. Up they go. Rennie gets his hands to the football. McLeod works hard. Can't do much for the football. Stolen by Big Rob, but by Roberts. Kicks it back towards centre half forward. Taken by James. The handball comes out to Benny Hart. Had a sensational first half. Good kick finds Eccles. Eccles handballs off to Ricciotto. Kick it, Rui does. Just in the nick of time. Vardy in front. Takes the mark. Vardy takes the mark outside 50. Big Marsh presents himself. Oh, it's a shocking kick by Vardy. Twice he's done that. And back towards centre with a chance for Goodwin. Goodwin beautifully balanced, kicks into the pocket, it wobbles away out towards March, but it goes out of play, and a throw-in will take place inside the 50 for the Crows. On the Foodland scoreboard, North Melbourne 6-15, 51 Adelaide 5-3-33.
Yeah, the momentum has swung back to the Crows just for this minute, but just a couple of poor kicks there really didn't find their mark, and under this pressure you have to find the mark upfield.
Getting quite dark at the moment. The loose ball in the forward line. McLeod can kick a goal. He goes around the body. What's he done? Just offline, I think. Yes, it's a point.
He's limping.
And McLeod is limping quite severely at the moment. Point to Adelaide, though. Good positive start, third term. The Foodland scoreboard. It's 51-34. The margin 17 points. So Andrew McLeod and Jarman, they were the match winners last year. Throw in Shane Allen. But North Melbourne, they are a very good side.
Would normally kick that goal.
You're spot on there, Russell.
That knee is really worrying him.
David King works it out to the unguarded Archer. Glenn Archer right on the 50-metre chalk. Brings it back towards centre half forward. Carey's there. He provides a contest all the time. Stand by Goodwin. Goodwin's kick was good. And he's got a teammate there in Tyson up towards Nigel Smart, who was camped under the footy, but outmarked there by Blakey. Surprisingly a little bit easy on that occasion.
McLeod's in real trouble.
Yeah, trainer's been out to him, and McLeod, I think, will be coming off the ground shortly.
I must say the sun's gone and quite overcast, or very dark here at the moment. Mark taken by Wren. Gives off to Hart. Adelaide looking better up towards Rodman. Dives on it, trapped it beautifully. Gave it to Johnson, to McLeod. What can he do? He's on one leg. Gets it back to Johnson. Johnson towards goal, and he's kicked it. He's National Pharmacy's magic moment. Well done, Andrew McLeod. Adelaide is storming home. It's 6-15 to 6-4. And the margin back to 11 points.
Yeah, well, 2 goals there, and it hasn't been really past the centre line for North Melbourne, and they really are lifting their heads up and working the moves of Kane Johnson into the centre. Andrew McLeod's really got to grit his teeth now, and he wants to stay out there, and if he stays out there along with the lift that other players have given, well, then the Crows are back in this game.
North Melbourne 6-15, 51 Adelaide 6-4, 40, 11-point ball game, 5-8 footy. Bang goes the bounce. Up they go. Wren, the big thump, straight to Vardy, goes through his legs. A chance for King, kicked off the ground by Eccles, goes to
Here we go.
Over the top, goes to Vardy, kick a goal, set.
He's missed it.
From 15 metres directly in front, he's missed. Strike me, Pig, how did he miss that? 6 goals, 6-42. Adelaide, North Melbourne 6-15, 51, a margin there. In fact, it's 6-5-41, a 10-point ball game. How did he miss that? Studley.
I don't think he's got good feeling in that foot, to be quite frank, but I guess we can't complain about Adelaide missing sitters.
See, North Melbourne for the first time in the day under real pressure. Stevens has it in the defensive 50. He transfers it to the members' side up towards McKernan. Wren's got a lift, and he has lifted. The bouncing ball comes off the big man. Eccles there, kept it in. Should have been a free kick. The umpire's in place. It is a free kick to Eccles.
He's a bit casual at times, young Eccles.
Well,
he got pummeled then.
Freeborn's coming on. Shannon ground off.
Eccles out towards Smart. Out he comes. Up he goes. Second attempt, couldn't take it. Robin went in hard. Crashing the back. Archer gave it to Stevens. Adelaide now on the free kick to Vardy's got to come back.
Play on.
No, free kick.
I tell you what, it's interesting because the Crows have just sort of suddenly, they've awoken obviously, but they've just broken up North Melbourne's pattern, and it's just going to be interesting to see whether North Melbourne have another pattern to go with now.
It's James Tyson.
Tyson with the ball. They've been like a bear in hibernation. They've come out though as we expected, or as we hoped.
Let's get them up. Come on, let's get them on.
Now if he kicks this goal, the margin is 5 points less than a kick in the grand final, so that's right at home. We're with Tyson, who leans back as he kicked the goal. I think he's missed to the right-hand side. A poor kick, really, from about 35 metres out. But Adelaide are looking better at 6 goals, 6-42. North Melbourne stuck on 6-15, 51 on the Foodland scoreboard.
9-point ball game. David King about to bring it back into play for North Melbourne. Goes to the outer side, the long kick. Mick Martin's out there. Up they go at the back of the pack. Rodman spoils. Taken on occasion by Rock. Goes to Freeborn. Freeborn now from the centre wing. Up to half forward. Looks for Carey. It's a bouncing football. He charges at the ball. With him is Caven. He kept it in play. No, it's gone out of play at the vital stage there. And the throw-in will take place outside 50 for North Melbourne. A 9-point ball game in this third quarter. We've played 9 minutes in. It's a little rip snorter. The throw-in. Wren. Can they maintain this momentum, the Crows? Roberts in front, Wren behind. He's lifted his work rate, the big fella.
Has he
get the
ever?
left-handed fist of the football. Thumps it away, goes out of play just before Bill can get the football.
Gee, hasn't this game
Malcolm
changed?
Blythe has laid it right on the line to a lot of these Crows players, just what responsibility they're carrying, and they're playing for their careers here. Rennie is just jumping and hitting everything, and a lot of the other players have lifted also.
Rennie again, here's the football. Oh, pack of players. Is there a free kick? There might be a free kick. No, says the umpire. I thought North Melbourne might have got one from the back, but the umpire's going to have a bounce. Centre wing in front of the great Southern stand. We've played 10 minutes in. It's a 9-point ball game.
Pressure cooker situation at the moment, and Tyson had a real chance to even make it closer. The bouncing ball, a chance now for North Melbourne to go forward. On that occasion through Bill up towards centre half forward. The bouncing ball, McKernan met it beautifully. Gave it across to Freeborn. Up towards full forward. Abraham's got to go hard. It might be out of the full. Is it? The umpire says yes, it is.
Umpire.
And it's a free kick to Adelaide. So North Melbourne haven't scored for quite a while. They've been on 6-15 for a while, and Adelaide have kicked a couple of very important goals. They've added 2-3.
Get the next goal.
Goodwin just chipped short. They've got the control of the footy at the moment. And he gives it off to Stevens. So they've reshuffled the defence. Stevens back towards centre wing, up went McLeod. He forced the contest, did it well. Freeborn on the far side. And it goes over and out of bounds.
Looks like McLeod's knee has sort of settled down, and he looks reasonably comfortable out there.
All of a sudden the tension building again. It looked like a blowout at one stage. But inaccurate kicking from the Northerners has allowed Adelaide a real chance, and they're taking it too. Wren got it only as far as Stevens. A thumping kick now. Carey's back there. With him is Caven. Did it well. Got it to the ground. It's all the Crows here. They can storm out of centre half back. It's Rashudo. Rashudo went for the handball. Now elects to kick long, and he does go long. Smart buffeted out of the contest. The big fist there came from Mickey Martin. Robin from the side. Roberts went in hard. And players hold the ball in, and it comes to a standstill right on the 50 forward for Adelaide.
Bounce down centre half forward for the Crows within 9 points, and we've played 11 and a half minutes into the third quarter of the grand final, pushing and shoving. A chance for Vardy. Vardy around his body. It's all North Melbourne. They get under the football. Which way will it bounce? Bounces this way towards Bell. Bell has it on the half-back flank. Tucks it under his wing. The left foot kick up towards, on this occasion, Harvey. That's a charge now for Eccles. Does it well, Eccles. Comes inside. Goes to Goodwin. It's in fact Bickley. Bickley can go over the top. This time it is for Goodwin. Goodwin, take it. Simon kicks inside the 50. Presents yourself, Darren Jarman. But Martin gets in the way and takes the mark.
Good mark.
Martin now in defence, goes out wide. The chance now for the side, North Melbourne. Ross is the player, but the ball's been brought back, and Martin will take the free kick from the last line. I tell you what, how quick's this game?
You can feel it building again, the tempo. It's like the first 10 minutes of the first quarter. Adelaide, they've really had a dip.
Well, their fitness is going to stand them in good stead.
They need the next goal.
Yes, they do.
12 and a half minutes gone, third term. North Melbourne lead by 9 points. The kick to the outer side. All of a sudden, players getting pushed out. North Melbourne players, that is. Can Adelaide answer Stevens? Clever hands. Comes in ball there to Tyson Edwards. To Johnson. Johnson and Vardy. Archer gets back. Vardy. No. McLeod. Yes. He's kicked it. It's Jarman. Jarman's kicked the goal. 3 goals to Darren Jarman. Adelaide are back to within a kick. In fact, it's only 3 points on the Foodland scoreboard.
I'll tell you what, a lot of North Melbourne players are starting to bend over, and that first half took a lot out of them, and they didn't put the score on the board. They wasted a lot of fuel in that first half, and they didn't put the Crows away. Now the momentum is well and truly back with the Crows. Sean Wren is jumping hard in the middle. Kane Johnson is doing a terrific job. Andrew McLeod getting a lot of the ball. The forward structure is a lot better, and the Crows are right back in this game.
Yeah, I hope you can hear that crowd, because the crowd has lifted. Adelaide crowd screaming, North Melbourne imploring their team to get back into it.
North Melbourne 6-15, 51 Adelaide 7-6, 48, a 3-point ball game. And Dennis Pagan winging the changes. Shoulders off, back in the middle. Big Rennie gets his fist to the football, tapped it away, coming through Tyson. There's a charge from McLeod. They're inside 50 again. Great kick to Jarman. Great kick to Jarman. And dazzling Darren Jarman has taken the mark right on 50. Kick it, son. Go back and thread the needle straight to the middle.
No through punt. No through punt today. Just a drop punt, and it'll go straight through.
He kicks through.
Darren Jarman will kick from 52 metres. We'll ride it through for you. Darren Jarman, 14 minutes into the third quarter. Can he put the Crows in front? Right on 51. It's coming back, but not quite enough, I don't think, fades away at the last moment. Adelaide go to 7-7-49. North Melbourne 6-15-51. It's a 2-point ball game, 14 minutes in.
Well, momentum is an unbelievable thing in football. When it changes against you, there's not much you can do to get it back. Adelaide had half-time. They thought about it. A few key changes, and they have momentum in this third quarter. They cannot waste it.
They won 11 on the trot, North Melbourne.
And David, North Melbourne experienced players just trying to settle everyone down, but they really rattly at the moment.
King just about ran himself into trouble, but the kick was good and finds Pike. In fact, that kick went about 65 metres. Now up towards centre half forward. A mark needs to be taken. Adelaide then through Caven. Got it to James. Now they're running. They're all running hard. To Johnson. Also Tyson there, so it's 2-on-1. Johnson a chance for Adelaide. Can go back to Tyson. He'll be run down by Pike, but not before he gets a kick away. Out they come again. Marsh.
Big
put up the hands. He's taken one.
Big Ben Marsh.
Aussie home loan mark of the day by Marsh. Is this his first touch?
First touch.
Yep.
Good on you, Billy Stats. Thanks, Arrowscarf in Pulse.
His height will worry McCartney down there, and if the ball's got in quick enough so that the ruckman can't get down there to help, well then Ben Marsh's height will worry McCartney.
KG, they're back. They are back. Benny Marsh. He's only played 9 games. He's kicked 4 goals. Can he make it
Benny.
5?
Kick the goal.
Adelaide can hit the lead.
Benny.
In
Nice,
he comes.
easy leg.
Leans back, kick. What's he done? No, the goal umpire sprints to the right-hand side. He's offline. Adelaide now missing chances. 7 goals, 8. That's 50. We've got a 1-point ball game here at the MCG, and the Kangaroos lead.
Well, I guess it's only fair. North Melbourne missed so many chances in the first quarter, but first half. But Adelaide have grabbed the game.
The kick in by King, kicks to himself, then raced away. That's the third time he's done that. Gets a lot of distance with his kick. Back towards the centre wing. Got a good mark. It's been taken by Johnson. Goes to Marsh. Athletic for big man. Gives it a ride. Smart gets back. Takes the grab. Takes the grab. It's been paid. It's been paid. He's going to come from an acute angle. Very acute angle, but Smart. He moved up forward. He won't see daylight between the white uprights.
He'll kick it.
We trail by 1 point. He won't see daylight between the 2 wide uprights. This could put the Crows in front. 16.5 minutes in. He's undecided what to do with the damn kick.
He wants the North Melbourne players to move away from him so he can run around.
He can't do that. Smarty waits. He's back. He's going to come round. The kick goes in there. He's going to get pinged. Smart with the kick. Comes round. Kicks around his body. He's hit the post. He hits the post. So it's a tied ball game. 17 minutes into the third quarter. Adelaide 7-9-51. North Melbourne 6-15-51. They haven't scored since half-time. And the Crows trailed by 24 points to the big break.
Well,
Come on, Wills.
Cornsey tipped a draw. If they blow the siren now, he's right. We'll be back here next week, KG. So it's North Melbourne. They're shell shot. They go straight down the ground. Freeborn has to go with him as Eccles. The ball drops short.
Good kick.
I reckon Adelaide have a slight breeze at the moment. A lot of these streamers been going down that end. But Freeborn, not a bad kick up towards centre half forward. Up they go. Almost the mark. Nose to the umpire. But Caven rebounds well. Gives it off to Big Wren. Back to Goodwin. They're all working hard. Edwards had to wait. The ball bounces free. They got players everywhere on this occasion. It now ends up towards to Tyson. 60 out from goal. Out they come again. Vardy stood his ground. Pickett got at the ground. North Melbourne are rattled. They try and clear from halfback and they do so. Stevens somehow worked it out of a tight situation. It bounces once. It goes out of bounds out of side centre wing.
Billy Hodges, how many times inside 50?
And Wayne Carey just pushed the run away.
14 times for Adelaide, 5 times for North Melbourne.
Come on, you Crows.
McKernan.
Come on.
Up against Wren. How many minutes are gone? 18 minutes gone, third term. Fiveaa football thanks to Adelaide's Channel 7. A chance now for Harvey up towards centre half forward. Out they coming in. Goodwin's been good. Abraham weighted down. Oh, clever skills. Winston Abraham. He's standing on the 50. He kicks towards goal. And I think he might have kicked the goal. Wait on it.
That is
it's
a sensational goal.
And it is a magic goal.
He's tapped it over the top of an opponent with one hand, grabbed it, and then a long goal just to really arrest the momentum that was thoroughly with the Crows for the first 18 minutes.
Well, Billy, how long has it been since they scored last?
21-minute mark of the second term when Peter Bell goaled, so almost half an hour.
Well, let's check the score. It's exciting stuff here at the MCG. It really is. We're on the edge of our seat. It's North Melbourne 7-15-57. Adelaide 7-9-51. As KG said, Wayne Carey's frustrated.
Back in the middle of the bounce down, Capuano on. I didn't see who went off.
It was Roberts went off.
Roberts, 22.
Thank you. Bounce down. Big ran, up he goes, crashes the pack, taken by McLeod, pulled off the foot, but he'll get a free kick. The umpiring has been very, very good.
Yes, it has today.
McLeod wins the free kick from the centre of the ground. Mack and go long, son.
Johnson.
He goes to the outer side. Not a good kick. Johnson. Oh no, great. Pickett handballs away. A chance now for North Melbourne coming away through Bell. Back towards the wing. Carey used the body. Push the player out of the way. They go in hard. Good stuff. Players there. This opportunity now for Stevens. Stevens has the football. Has his second bounce. Goes with a left foot kick up towards half-forward. Pike takes the mark. And Pike still outside the 50. They call for it. McKernan's back there.
Mismatch too.
He's going to go long. Pike up to the wobbly old square. Kernan. Good mark in front. Stevens a good mark in front of McKernan. Did that very well. Now can they get this ball out of the fence again? Someone's got to create space. He goes over the top, but the umpire says no. You've got to bring it back, son, and play over your mark.
Gee, tremendous mark to an Aussie home loan mark of the day by Mark Stevens against his former club. In North Melbourne, they kicked that goal, but they need a couple because Adelaide are on a bit of a roll. Oh, great mark. There's that Capuano. The big fella's taken a good grab.
Yep.
Matty Capuano, 2 knee reconstructions. He's had his disappointments, but he took a good grab up towards McKernan. Pushed out of the contest. Abraham goes up. What's the umpire?
Free kick
to Adelaide. Well, do you see what for?
In the back.
It's gone to James.
In the back.
Carey really getting a dressing down by the runner too, I might add, boys.
I think he got the message from Dennis Pagan just how important this game was.
He pushed the runner away a moment ago.
Well, maybe North Melbourne are rattled. It was good when they got it to Johnson. Johnson up towards centre half forward. Smart's providing a bit of interest up there. Good mark, Archer. He's like the Rock of Gibraltar in defence. He's tough as tough. And Glenn Archer holds up and repels an Adelaide attack.
They realise they're under pressure, and as you see, they're experienced players just holding the play up to stop the momentum of the Crows.
Archer back towards centre half forward. Carey's had no real impact. Oh, free kick Adelaide, surely too high.
Stevens.
Yeah, they're getting worried.
He's done very well. Bounds away from centre half back. Goes straight down the ground. Carey had to go. Affected a spoil. The bouncing ball ends up with Smart. Smart gets around one, or does he? Yes, he does. Clever hands. Gives it back to Tyson. Tyson inside 50. Out they come again. Pick it to ground. North Melbourne through Blakey. Desperation. Carey's got 3 to beat. He goes for a couple of them. Then feeds out a handball. This occasion to Bell. Bell up to centre half forward. Out comes McKernan. Too tall, too strong. Good mark. 60 up from goal. Now they're running forward. Capuano shoot, but couldn't get back. It ends up with Allison. But the bouncing ball's got James. Adelaide, Rashudo. There's a long handball. Beautiful handball. Finds a big pussy and ran. Ran up towards Rodman. Martin's warning like a glove. The bouncing ball ends up with Bell. Bell snaffles it. Back towards Capuano and take 2. He should take the mark.
Capuano takes the mark, centre wing. Puts it inside the 50. Benny Hart getting back. James takes the mark. Out of fence has been sensational. He goes to Benny Smale, the handball. Almost a relay free kick. Matthew Robin has to complete. Does. Mickey Martin. Tackled by Robin. Has almost an area. Back towards Freeborn. With him is Eccles. Eccles on his hands and knees. Off the ground by Rashudo. Go, Roo. Pick it up, son. Go again, Roo. Good start. Roo works hard. He's got to beat 3. Tries to get the handball away. Attempt to kick the ball. Did a well, Roo. To kick the ball in that area. This is a sensational game. Rock coming on. And Harvey going on for North Melbourne. 7-9-51.
Sean Wren is almost exhausted, Ken.
North Melbourne 7-15-57. This line's not. McLeod has the football. Centres it up to Big Ben Marsh. Can't take the mark getting there. And take the mark is McCartney. McCartney at centre half back. This is a sensational quarter of footy. I can tell you, it's a 6-point ball game. After North Melbourne led by 24 points at half time. Back towards centre wing. Big Ben back there. Couldn't grab the mark. Simpson does. Off the ground. Goes up towards Allison. Off hands it goes. Jump. The champion Benny Hart. He's played superbly. Eccles goes for handball. Had my heart in my mouth. I thought the handball was too high. It wasn't a good one. At the back of the pack.
McLeod!
McLeod! Goes to Barney. Into an open goal.
Yes!
That's another national moment. Magic McLeod. Right centre. And Barney McLeod is a champion. And the ball game is tied away. We've played 23 and a half minutes into the third quarter. What a game of football.
Benny Hart like the Rock of Gibraltar. Got the ball to Andrew Eccles. Andrew Eccles' handball to Mark Bickley was a shocker, but good enough to control it. And McLeod crumbing the long kick in. Quick handball to Wildy into the open goal. And can you believe it? Scores level. 24-minute mark. Third quarter, 1998 grand final. What a game.
And all the momentum with the Adelaide Crows.
Come on, Wills.
15 kicks, 6 in the quarter.
Back in the centre, can Adelaide get their nose in front? Pittman, but it's taken again by Bell, who's been so good in the clinches.
What
Up to
about
half
this fella?
forward, hard again. They'll give him a medal. They'll probably win the Norm Smith if Adelaide get up and win. Stevens crashes the pack,
good
but he's
stuff.
tackled by Goodwin. And also, he's got a teammate there that did very well, Tyson Edwards. In fact, it's Eccles.
Yes, Andrew Eccles.
The young players,
Simon Goodwin.
KG.
they can tackle.
57 points apiece, 24 and a half minutes gone. Fiveaa football, thanks to Adelaide Channel 7. I hope you enjoyed Adelaide coming home with a wet sail. Rashudo got it back towards Bickley. The skipper's led from the front, up towards Robin. Almost a mark taken by Blakey. He bounces off a couple, gives it back to Martin. They've got a loose player out wide in Harvey. Harvey shields the sun out of his eyes, bounces the right way for him. He's got time and he's got a bit of space. He can have a bounce, almost closed down by Tyson, but he waits for him. Then went the feet off the handball, now elects to kick it long. There's no one back there. Stevens has been magnificent. Caven goes hard. The boundary line's there. Caven just slings it back towards Hart. Hart has not put a foot wrong. He's got poise again. Back towards centre half back. Scooped up on the half volley by Johnson. Gladly over the top to Bickley. They're all running now. Adelaide can sense something here. Bickley to centre half forward. Out comes Robin. Put up one hand. Perhaps could have put up two, but he recovers. Adelaide get in the lead. Robin towards goal. He's 30 out. He kicks from 20 into the post. They've got the lead. They've finally got the lead. But Robin, who kicked 6 last week, has missed. And Adelaide lead 58 to 57. We're not going to go the distance, KG.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Now, a terrific play once again by Ben Hart and through the centre line there. But Matthew Robin clear there. All the thoughts going through his mind. Unfortunately, couldn't just block it out and swing his leg through and has hit the post.
Crows in front by 1 point. The kicking by King. Back towards the centre. Marsh. Under the football. Takes all the handball. Has put Bickley under the pump. Back to the crowd from 40 metres. Kick and go. So he's going to Smart. Smart's taken the mark. About 2 metres around.
North Melbourne a shell shock.
For goodness sake, kick it.
North Melbourne a shell shocked, Ken. They couldn't believe this could happen and had so many opportunities in the first half and didn't put the Crows away, and now they're paying the penalty.
Smart on a very, very, very acute angle. His wrong leg to his right leg's up against the boundary. He won't see daylight between the white uprights. Last time he hit the post. Smarty, can you convert? I thought young McLeod perhaps would try to kick a goal. Smarty kicks a goal!
It's a goal.
I think he's kicked it. Oh, right, Smart, you
It's a
did.
goal.
He's kicked the goal. We lead by 7 points. That's a national pharmacy. Magic moment, Adelaide. 9-10-64. North Melbourne 7-15. 57. You're right, Wills. We won't see the distance.
Well, Ben Marsh has been important. He just sets up on that screen on the kickoff from North Melbourne. Ben Marsh mark, fed it into the running players. Andrew McLeod could have goaled. Not really confident in his leg. Saw Nigel Smart and kicked it. Nigel had a lot of work to do with the check side kick. But Adelaide, how many points in front? 7 points in front.
They've kicked 5-7 to 1 goal in the third term. 5 goals, 7. Bickley's kick was smothered. Ends up fortuitously with Stevens. Bouncing ball, Carey. He's been blanketed down this quarter by Stevens, who feeds it out again to Stevens. Up towards Johnson. Johnson now a chance. Johnson at centre wing. Brings it back into the 50. Out comes Mickey Martin. He's played very well. Under pressure though. Gave it up, or did he? Yes, he did. Jarman somehow got it to Robin. Robin now to Eccles. Eccles 40 out. Kick a goal. It comes back, but not far enough. And now it's 5 goals, 8 to 1 point in the third term. Adelaide lead by 8 points. 28 minutes gone, and North Melbourne have stopped all walk.
Yeah, incredible the number of points that have been kicked on a fine day like this in the sun. It's absolutely incredible.
McKernan off, boys. McKernan off. Shoal onto the forward pocket.
Gee whiz. Change is being made. Archer now about to bring the ball back into play for North Melbourne. We're led by 8 points on the Foodland scoreboard. Capuano high. Couldn't take the mark. Spills out to Eccles. Has a second bite of the cherry but can't take it away. A little bit casual at the first attempt, and the ball spills out of play outside the 50.
All of a sudden they look tired.
Yeah.
Adelaide's fitness will stand them in good stead. And Andrew Eccles has been pretty important, KG. I know you think he looks casual, but his third quarter's been good.
He has totally right. Goes to McLeod. Johnson. McLeod this way. Oh, gee. This kid's an absolute champ. The handball away. Goes to Capuano, who can't with it. Comes back towards centre wing. The chase is on. Here's Joel being harassed on this occasion by Stevens. And the ball goes out of play. Right in front of the Fiveaa commentary box. The Foodland scoreboard, 9:11:65. North Melbourne 7:15:57. 29 minutes gone into the third quarter of the 98 AFL Grand Final. What a comeback by the Crows. Pittman at the back. Can't do much with it. Capuano does. Gets it down to Bell. Bell up towards half forward. Caven. Carey. Outstanding mark. Carey. Mark's right on 50. He's going to play on. He's going to go across the goal. Out there towards Allison. Allison takes the mark.
Good play.
And Allison has marked inside the 50. And he'll kick from about 45 metres. And he is a very, very good kick for goal.
And he always hurts Adelaide.
And there's the siren. Gee whiz.
Very important, Ken and Graham and David and our listeners, just how important North Melbourne's run into this game was. All night games, it's a fairly warm day for Melbourne out here, and North Melbourne really haven't played a day game for a long, long time, and we know how conditioned the Crows are, so they really should come home in this last quarter.
Allison now, the siren's gone, he'll kick after the siren, he'll get the distance. He's on a very, very, very slight angle. Normally an exceptional kick for goal. This will bring them back within 2 points if he can kick it. Adelaide lead by 8. Allison now approaches the man on the mark, comes inside the 50. The left foot kick goes bang. The goal umpire has not moved. It's over to goal. A goal to North Melbourne. A very, very important goal. After the siren and Adelaide 9:11:65. North Melbourne 8:15:63. So at quarter time we have a 2-point ball game in the 1998 AFL Grand Final. At 3-quarter time, Adelaide 9